Like, out of curiosity, are you hearing us? Like, are you doing the old school thing where you hear us a couple of seconds after we talk?
Wait, what?
Like, you get that thing with like video editors and producers and like radio people, where they have it going in the background where they're hearing what's happening a couple of seconds afterwards.
Oh no, the reason why I don't do that is because
it would drive me crazy.
No, I'm kind of used to it. The problem is, like, to get it into the episode and have it sound correctly, I'd have to do mix minus, which means I have to take the mix of all three of us and then take out my bad audio and add my good audio back in. It's a fucking pain in the ass. Like, like tonight I'm gonna have 3 episodes to edit. If I was doing mix minus, it would take me hours.
Yeah.
Just like the amount of time to do would be pretty ridiculous. So Knobs, part of the reason why I wanted to live stream so quickly is because I wanted to tell you I watched the first 7 episodes of The Orville.
Yeah, what do you think?
I really like that show.
I know, right?
I am, like, going into the first episode, like, the setup for the first episode is fine, but, like, of course his ex-wife is the XO on the ship, and I was sort of like, okay, yeah, like, we'll see how this goes, and by the end of the first episode, I was like, alright, I'm in. This is great.
Wait, is that the Seth MacFarlane space show?
So
Seth MacFarlane made a good Star Trek show, and it's not that it's tropey exactly the same way it needs to be. It's solid.
Well, and like it's the parts that I really like are where Seth MacFarlane's character, like, first off, it doesn't feel like it's written by Seth, which I think does it a great service, because I think when people think about Seth writing stuff, they think of, like, the first 3 seasons of Family Guy, and they don't think of current American Dad, which, like, he has grown up a lot. And I think when you look at The Orville, I think you see a really good show that's really solidly written. And some of my favorite stuff in the show is where they know they're in space, and they know they're... One of my favorite parts is in the upvote downvote episode. What
a great episode!
That's a great episode where they where they thank you Mixer chat for hosting us on Mixer, where they they bring that one girl up to the ship, and like they're all sitting in that meeting room, and Seth MacFarlane's character goes, hey, can you just write down a note, like, whenever we bring people over, can we have, like, little bottles of water and, like, some pretzels? That would really help. And he goes, I will not fail you. And it's like, and then they just move on. Like, that's part of what I like about that is, like, it's almost like they're in an office, but they're in a spaceship working together in space.
Well, and like the little girl that's super strong, like talking about her dating troubles. It's just it's so much inside baseball stuff that's going on. Like them with that the one rock person eating whatever they throw in front of them. But I think what made me fall in love with the show was the episode with the gender change. Like, that was expertly done.
Well, and I like that. I think that show made me really like that episode made me like the show a lot too, because I like, spoilers for like the 4th episode, I like that the heroes didn't win.
No.
Like at the end, it was just like, you don't win. Sorry. It's
a massive society.
Yeah, like
what?
It's not like Star Trek where you go to this planet and they go, oh my god, we were wrong. Thank you. They're just like, nah, man, you don't get what you want.
But yeah, I mean, the things that I really like the most about it is it'll tackle those, like, even with the up-down vote episode was just like this crazy whatchamacallit, like social commentary, and then the whole zoo episode too, where they ended up in the zoo.
Yeah, that was a good one.
for that one culture. And it was like, yeah, do we want to do this thing to animals?
But it never feels heavy-handed. Like, it never feels like, hey, zoos are bad. It's just sort of like, hey man, zoos are weird and bad.
It does that, but it always has that little bit of levity. And the comedy relief is like really well timed. Like when you need it to break the tension, it delivers, and not just like a groan, like
Yeah. Well, like the Avis episode where something gets really heavy and they're like, "Hail Avis," and they're like, "Should we tell him this is like a 20th century car rental place?" And he's like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
Like that's the stuff I really like in that show. Is it's not, like you said, it's never like painfully preachy and serious, but it's never like slapstick and stupid. Like the probably the dumbest but still funny thing was when the robot guy removed that one guy's leg.
I was about to say the practical joke episode was just,
but it was still pretty good.
The guy just gets up and falls on the floor. It's like, what? Son of a bitch!
I like when he was like piloting the ship and he has that little floppy rubbery leg that's not done yet.
Yeah, and
so good.
What channel is this thing on?
Fox. Here's the crazy thing. It's a space show on Fox, and they just renewed it for a second season.
It's a fucking miracle.
Yeah. This first season's going to have, I think, 13 episodes, and so is the second one.
Well, Moon, if you want to watch it, it's on my Vudu.
Yeah. I would really recommend it. Each episode is 45 minutes long, and they sort of cook. Like, it's not like they don't drag on or anything. And, man, the score is good.
Yeah, even though I think that ship, the back end looks like a flying vagina, which I think was probably on purpose.
Probably. That's a cool looking ship. Like a lot of the aliens are cool looking.
Yeah, like they're equivalent to the Klingons, the Kree. I thought really cool, especially the episode where they're on this ship. Dude, we're vampire hunters. Like I'm like, God, when I just think I can't love this show anymore, there's a just the dumbest line in the world just makes me laugh.
What were their names on the ship?
It was some weird name and Jim, I think.
let me look it up. Orville. Oh, TV Guide has a page about it. Oh, of course they don't have it. It's just a video clip. Why not?
But again, like even that episode had a great, undertone of creating future enemies by doing the good at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, with that ending line when she's like, "Well, the children aren't my enemies," and she's like, "They will be now."
Yeah. So good. Dude, we're vampire hunters. We're just on our way to get our chin horns waxed.
Yeah, I thought they were filtering out some sort of air things, but yeah, chin holes waxed. I need to get my scales buffed.
I like one of their names. It was Haagen-Dazs. They're like, yeah, just crazy stuff. Chris and Devin.
What is a good ice cream place in East Cleveland?
Starbucks.
They're all closed now. It's too late in the season.
It is too late in the season.
My favorite one was
Smooth.
No, it was
I think there's a Mitchell's over there.
No, it's not.
I don't think there's an East Coast custard over there.
No, I don't think so. It's by where I grew up in like just past Eastlake. Oh man, I don't remember. But the names of their krill were Chris and Devin.
Chris and Devin.
So good. I genuinely
cute your names.
I genuinely really like that show, and I thought it would be fine, but he managed to make something pretty good.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. It's not like we were saying before. It's not real preachy or browbeaty, but it addresses a lot of things and like some heavy topics. Like that one episode with the baby.
Yeah.
Or him sitting on the fucking egg for 2 episodes. Jesus.
Well, that episode and like the Biodome ship one too.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, that last line was a killer in there. Yeah, but it's never dumb. It's never like slapsticky or juvenile or stupid. It might be for like a line or two, but you know, like when the humor gets really weird in like that Up and Down Vote episode where the guy comes out on his apology tour and he's like high-fiving people and like slapping their legs. Like, yeah, you're just like, oh god, dude, what are you doing?
Well, yeah, it doesn't know how. It's trying to be likable. Like it doesn't understand that culture just doesn't do that.
You came out here smiling and you assaulted members of the audience.
I felt so bad for him too because he just he would have no idea who that woman. It's like grinding on B. Arthur.
Yeah.
Or Susan B. Anthony statue.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was really good. And then I like that last episode where we need to go through this thing and the navigation's a pile of things in the lat. Aim for the second star on the left. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm like one episode behind. I haven't seen the 8th one yet. But man, so good.
All right, so she moved to East Side Cleveland. She needs to find an East Coast custard. Come over to the West Side where all the good stuff is.
Yeah.
Hold on.
There isn't not to breed in this war anymore.
There is an East Coast custard on the West Side.
Yes.
They're all on the West Side.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think my mom posted a picture recently about...
Yeah, I'm aware, Soul Man. Thanks for pointing that out. Is that Soul Man? Let's play PS.
That is
Fuck.
Soul Man.
Yeah, that's Soul Man.
Does he keep changing his name?
No, he's had that one on Twitch for ages.
Here it is. Jerry's Dairy Pride is the one we always went to growing up. Where is that at?
My favorite ice cream place in I guess you could call it the greater Cleveland area. Actually, it's more in Lorraine, but it's the Dairy Dock out in Vermilion.
Oh, yeah.
Only place that's got soft serve sherbet.
Oh, nice.
They got strawberry, orange, and lime. And the orange vanilla swirl is just best thing in the world.
Jerry's Dairy Pride is in Wycliffe, 30136 Euclid Avenue.
Yeah.
Easy to get to.
East Side.
Yeah. That was our favorite one growing up.
And she likes Smokies. You need to go to Riddell's Sausage Shop on East 52nd and... Oh my god, what's the name of that one? The whatchamacallit, the Beachland Ballroom's on it. What the hell's the name of that road? It's not Monticello.
No, it's the other one.
It's not Waterloo.
It
might be Waterloo.
Maybe.
I've been down that road I don't know how many fucking times.
What's it called?
I just get Riddell's Sausage Shop.
Sausage Shop. Let's see where it is.
That's a dangerous thing to be putting in Google.
No, man. Give me it. 478 East 152nd Street in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, so they're not going to give you the cross street. Oh my god, they're amazing.
What's the other cross street here? I just want to view it on the map. Click that one. Zoom in. Zoom in. Waterloo. Yep.
Yeah.
You were right.
Sweet.
RiddellSausage.com. Safe search on. No, bro. Safe search off.
Always
Show me how
off.
the sausage is made. That was a
Lips and
laugh from up
assholes.
here, and I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, what's over the East Sider? There's the original Pancake House, a great place for breakfast.
Yep.
Unbelievable bacon. I really thomp around on the East Side too much.
I'm trying to think of that sub sandwich chain that's out there.
What, Dave's Cosmic Sub?
No, it's a smaller one.
Jersey Mike's?
No, like it's just local. There's only like 3 shops.
Subway.
No. I don't remember what it's called.
I don't know. You guys go with...
They have really great fried mushrooms. That was always my favorite.
You guys are going fucking deep Cleveland, so I'm just fucking staying out the hell out of this.
He's asking for East Side stuff. That's where I grew up.
I think we've kind of went a little far away from ice cream.
I mean, we can do a little foodcast. Eastsidefoodcast.com. I'm gonna have to go buy that domain.
Too late, someone's already got it.
Yeah, that's true. Just point it to tvgp.tv, please.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, TVGP Daddy Warbucks. Even though, like, I think I probably have him beat on frivolous spending at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Excuse me.
You probably have fucking Trump beat on frivolous spending, dude.
No, Knobs doesn't have a gold bathroom.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm
not
dropping
gaudy.
a deuce in a gold-plated toilet here.
Yeah.
True.
I have some class. Porcelain can accept me just fine.
No, Knobs only buys like useful frivolous things. Like you're not gonna buy this thing and be like, well, it was an $8,000 thing I hang up. John come in points Knobs.
I did drop $100 this week.
There you go.
In two separate spendings. Like I was running so low on ISO. I bought some ISO, and then I think I bought some coins.
Helps everybody. I just re-upped my VIP today.
Yeah, I did that a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And Knobs doesn't spend on frivolous stuff. He bought that stupid TV thing, which makes that guy's face look like the moon, just on a whim.
I don't think that's frivolous. That's that's cheap HDR.
Well, here's the like I spent $5,000 this week.
Oh, did you get the 4K projector?
Did.
Honestly, $5K for a 4K projector is not that much.
Well, I mean,
it's a lot of money.
I'll be serious. It was $4,500 for that, but then the Xbox kind of took me over the $5,000.
You bought an X as well.
Well, I already had the X pre-order, but hadn't hit my credit card till I just looked down. I'm like, oh no.
But now you have a 4K projector, so you're all ready.
Yeah. So since I'm not good at selling stuff, like it's probably just gonna sit in a box in my house now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That 1080p projector is just fine. It works great. I don't know what I'm gonna do now.
2 theaters in your house?
Well, that's the thing. Now my plan is to set up, like, I'm going to tear down my shed, and I'm going to extend it, make it longer, so I can hang. So I'm going to make a little outdoor pavilion.
Right.
And I'm going to have that 12-foot pull-down screen on one side of it, and then have the projector set up on the other side, and maybe put a little fire pit, a little outside screen in the whole thing, so it's.
That'd be great.
And instead of running power to it, I'll just buy a little generator.
Yeah. Oh, man.
A little outdoor generator. Maybe put some solar panels on it,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. They need to do something with batteries, though. I mean, they need to figure this stuff out. I've seen so many different technologies that they've been playing with, like the one that I think's amazing that's probably never going to happen was the old nuclear reactor fuel rods.
Oh yeah.
Since I think it was like the outside, I think millimeter of it is the part that has the really super radioactive shit.
Yeah. So
process the fuel rods down and then use the unspent fuel rods as an isotope for a battery. That I guess you would get, I think, 20,000 milliamps for 2,000 years.
Yeah, something ridiculous. Basically, you get all the power you would want forever.
Yeah. But at that point, like, if you have something that has that stable of a battery, what's the point of upgrading at that point other than technology? Like, would the battery have to be to up laughing? It's like a Jimbo here. But then they have the sulfur-based batteries that they're working for battery banks for renewable sites.
Yeah.
It's a really cool project I was reading about. And them going back to the 1950 when they invented the molten salt reactor.
Oh, yeah.
Which almost has no nuclear waste out of it. That was the other thing. Like, I mean, even like how they're storing power, I thought was brilliant. Was they were using the power for renewable. Let's call it solar farm. Mm-hmm. All the excess power that wasn't being used was running a small water pump that was pumping water up to another section of the hill. Mm-hmm. And then once their power went dry, once their power production dropped, they opened a small dam that's running all the turbines to continually generating power the rest of the time. That's genius.
Yeah, that's really clever.
Yeah. That's how like the hydroelectric works as well. When power is needed, they drain it, and when you've got the excess of power, they pump it back up top again.
I mean, there's all these solutions, but yet we're still gonna sit there and let's dig some coal.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. You don't see locomotives billowing out coal smoke anymore. It's all diesel.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't, but I'm fucking English. I'm used to seeing that shit.
Maybe it's time England needs to upgrade from its old-timey boiler engine trains.
Well, they're currently playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate, so like they're getting there.
Yes. My wife is actually playing that.
I saw her Twitter that she hates it.
Yup.
I don't... Why is she not enjoying it?
I didn't like it either.
Yeah, but her vitriol seems to be...
I think at this point she's starting to come around on it a little bit right now. I think she's just hit the point where it's been going on for so long, like I did with it. I did the exact same thing where I played basically just that constantly. I was just like, this story is so long. When is it going to end?
Yeah. Find those music boxes. Take a breather.
No.
And see, man, I thought I didn't fall in love with that game until I came across the giant glowy alien lady in the Thames.
Yeah.
I didn't like. The only part that I really genuinely enjoyed was the DLC, because Jack the Ripper is an amazing DLC.
Yeah. The other one was supposed to be good too, the Maharaja one, but I never played it.
I don't even know if I've got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
Wait,
Thor Ragnarok's awesome. Everyone should go out and see that, like, now.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully go and see it next Friday, when we have days off work. Well, she has a day off work.
And let me see if it's showing at the kid-friendly showing.
It's not like it's always showing at night, because... Or it's not always showing during work hours.
I know. She has been very sick this week, so I asked her if she wanted to go on Friday, and she said no, because she's sick. And she's in work yesterday, she's in work today, and then I work Monday. I think we both work Monday through Wednesday, then I'm in Thursday, Friday.
See, I just would have been like, alright, have fun, being sick, I'll see you later.
I did that with Guardians 2. When Guardians 2 came out, I asked her if she wanted to go and see it. She said no. I was like, see ya.
November 16th is Trolls. Why? Why would you re-show Trolls?
Because it's for kids. Aren't you looking into a kid-friendly thing?
Well, it's kid-friendly in that you can bring a screaming baby and no one will care, because they have screaming babies too.
Okay.
That makes sense.
You know, it really does, and there's only one theater in my area that does it. I don't understand why. It's at like 10:30 a.m. You don't have a lot of people going to see movies then.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of people like me that are just stuck in the house and ready to leave.
I know a lot of theaters around here do closed captions real early on.
Nice.
Because I think Rochester is like this is going to sound offensive, but it's not meant to be. It's the deaf capital of the world, because like the best school for the deaf is here as well. So a lot of people who are hard of hearing come here to study, to get jobs, because it tends to be a lot more friendly here if you are hard of hearing.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Huh?
My
Wait, are they showing anime at this theater too? Yeah, they're showing Fate Stay Night. Wow. Surprising.
You say that like I know what it is.
Jeez. Every time I refresh this page, the death toll goes up.
Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid?
What page are you refreshing?
Yahoo.
Amazon.
I didn't realize Yahoo promoted Steelbooks.
There was... What? No, there's an active shooter in Texas.
Oh. God, excuse me. Alright, you guys ready to kick this thing off?
Mm-hmm.
There was a racist backlash and for Thor? What?
Of course there is. No one's happy about anything.
No. Dude, there was racist backlash against the first Thor.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Heimdall's black.
So what? It's a mythical person.
Yeah, but like the real Heimdall.
I'm kind of pissed they haven't dropped Boulder in there yet.
Oh man. All right, you gents ready?
Mm-hmm.
Now that we've gotten our Orville talk out of the way.
Your Orville talk.
Well, you just got to start watching it.
Gotta get Fox first.
It's a great way. Well, Knobs has it on his thing.
God, you have every opportunity to watch it.
It was really good to watch while I was playing This Is the Police.
Yeah. Oh, I finished season 2 of Rick and Morty. Still don't like it.
Whatever.
All right, Knobs, you ready?
Yep. Let me close that.
Moonpier, you ready?
Yes. Why does it feel like a start to a race? Player 1, you ready?
Starting crew for the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Going around the room, we have Knobs.
What's up?
And Moonpier.
Hello.
Let's just get started here. Oh, one piece of news here at the beginning. I totally forgot I was going to be out of town for the Game Club recap recording. So I'm going to push that back a week. So you're going to have one more week to play This Is the Police. Also that week, so episode 526, we won't be live, but we will have a video because I'll be out of town. So 2 weeks from now, no live stream, but we will have a video.
So have we only done one of those on time?
No, we've done a couple. This will only be our second one that we've pushed out.
We're
good.
Out of like 6.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're batting 500.
I don't know what that means.
With 50%.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Knobs. What have you been playing this past week?
Alrighty. Another chilled Monday night game night where we played the Golf Club 2.
Just hanging out, golfing.
Yeah. Trying to remember what this last one. Who ended up winning? I think Scott ended up winning this last one.
Any crazy courses or anything?
No, this one ended up being pretty hard. It was weird. Like we were all shooting pretty bad until the last one. The last round we all shot pretty good. The most recent one that I have up there now is an oops. I didn't mean to choose a 9-hole course, but I did. So that was a fun little 9 because once you were like, all right, I finally get. Oh no, it's over. Shoot.
Oh yeah, taking the turn. Whoops, nope.
Yep. It was a challenging little course. So we're doing that for right now. So try to figure out what shooter we all can get in and have a good time with. Really kind of stagnant on what we really want to play on Monday night for a fun action game.
Wolf 2 doesn't have any multiplayer, right?
I don't know.
I feel like it doesn't.
Honestly, did not look into that far.
Yeah.
I started and completed the story mode for Marvel's Capcom Infinite.
Oh.
Oh, that game sucks.
It looked real rough.
Is this the MMO?
No, the fighting.
The fighting game.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I mean, it didn't do itself any favors by when they released the roster. Everyone's like, "Cool, where's the other half?" Like this doesn't have like obviously it doesn't have X-Men in it, which still sucks. Fox, come on. But like the rest of the roster was sort of like, yeah, but.
Well, I mean, number one, Doctor Strange doesn't have his gloves on, which is bizarre.
That's weird
choice for his basic costume.
Yeah, I watched the movie. I know what happened to his hands.
Always has gloves on. It was like sitting looking at his hands. I'm like, this isn't right, and it's got that weird Lenfield, I think is the pencil. The guy that has that weird Captain America with the huge chest cavity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all the character looks. Are just little heads, giant torsos. Surprisingly, a few of the other characters I was not expecting to have fun playing with. Gamora was awesome. Chun-Li was a tank.
Oh, really?
And who was the other one that was a lot of fun to play with? What's Frank West was a disaster. Oh my god, it was a nightmare. So was Hagar. Like, these are characters that played well in other versions of the game.
Yeah, like the last version. You could just do that again.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea who Sigma was. Apparently, I never played Mega Man X.
Yeah, I forgot they put Sigma in there. It's like that's not the Mega Man dude you put in there because no one's gonna know who he is.
Right.
I don't.
So I spent all that stuff. Ghost Rider was surprisingly great.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I mean, everyone else Rocket played like garbage. Thanos did not control like Thanos ever controlled in all the other games.
Mm-hmm.
It was he was teleporty. Like that was
what?
I'm like, yeah.
I would think he'd be a charge character.
Yeah, that's normally what he is. Like he was a big bruiser, and like just it was kind of like a more like projectile based Hulk was
Josh
normally
Brolin
his.
Doesn't teleport, guys.
No, he does not. Well,
Yeah.
He's Cable now, so
Yeah, that's true.
so I guess in a way he does kind of teleport.
Wait a minute. That's a bummer, but Marvel vs. Capcom is just a bummer. Like 3 was fine. You knew they sort of couldn't do 2 anymore because, like, if you look back at 2, they've been pulling units forward, like all these pixel art units for like the last 4 games, and you could tell like, well, we made these ones in this one, and then Cyclops has been here for a while, so he sort of looks a little bit rough. But you know, when they brought it to the 360, you couldn't really do that, and they're missing something now.
No, I mean Morgana played bad.
Put the cactus back in there.
No, the cactus wasn't there. Like it's like the thing that was. I think they're missing the mark on why that first one was so much, or Marvel's Capcom 2 was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing I did like was when you actually had the Infinity Gems with you. They had like little augments to your fighting style, like the Time Stone gave you like a little time skip, so you had this crazy dash move.
Oh.
And then which one was that? I don't know. I don't remember which one it was. Like if you had the Tesseract or the Space Gem, you actually locked them in a box, so they couldn't move.
Oh, huh.
When you release that power, and the oh my god, I can't remember. It might have been a Time Stone or some Reality Stone where you actually froze them when you use their move. So you have their like the basic move, which was bound to left bumper, and then you had a burst mode of it once you used the gem enough that it actually like dropped all the stuff from the screen, like the reality or the power stone, where you were just buffed in some sort of way.
That's interesting because they did that in one of the original arcade games back in the 90s. Yeah,
that was Marvel and Children or the Infinity something.
Yeah, the Infinity Warriors or something.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Children of the Atom, which is like the Genesis X-Men game.
Right. I think I have that game for Sega CD.
Yeah, I think it did come out for Sega CD. Yeah, and PlayStation
Right, because
No,
it was
Saturn,
at
maybe.
because it was at it was at the little arcade for that video store, like Jungle Rental or something, had like a little arcade in it in Canton that actually
Yeah.
had that arcade unit.
I'm gonna look it up here because I know what it's. Marvel Superheroes. That's the one.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Couldn't
But
remember the
yeah,
title.
it just the game didn't play like Marvel's Capcom, like especially like what they did in 3. It was all action, really fast combat. This
Yeah.
one, blocking might as well have been worthless in this game. Like, you really couldn't block. And then once you got in the higher level or the deeper into the story mode, they could block everything. Like there was no human way possible that you would be able to block that off. Like I would do, 3-hit combo super, and they would block the super after they were just hit. Like that's not how fighting games work.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a little bit of like a vulnerability phase there, so you can chain this stuff together.
Correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, chaining just didn't quite work, and it just kept bouncing you from character to character to character, and you never felt like you had any sort of mastery, or you weren't using the player you would want to use against this guy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the thing that Capcom needs to do at this point is either kill the series, or honestly give it to Arc System Works.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking the whole time you were talking about it, is give it to Arc. They can pull off 2D/3D anime-style fighting games with a superb amount of class, so give it to them.
Yep. And just make a ton of characters. That's all Marvel vs. Capcom 2 really needs. Just put a ton of people in there. I know it's not as cheap nowadays, but...
Yeah, it just needs to be like an absurd roster, and I think, granted this one's probably got 30 characters in it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like it's enough.
Yeah.
You got the fight as Ultron for one of the fights, which I really enjoyed that one. But I think Monster Hunter was in there too. Nemesis showed up like for a brief cameo. I don't even know if he was able to be controllable.
Oh, that's interesting.
But there was only one moment in this thing where I actually got a legitimate laugh, or had like, all right, this game has this moment to be fun. Was you were stuck in a room with Thanos, Iron Man, and Frank West. And Frank West does his like, I've covered wars,
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, Frank can stay.
Yeah.
But there's a part where you're ready to fight Thanos, and Iron Man looks at Frank West. He's like, all right, Frank, get him. Like,
that's pretty good.
So that was the only part. And, the guy's trying to do someone's legitimately trying so hard to be Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. And it's just like, man.
Just be Iron Man, dude. You don't have to be that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's,
That's what I liked about Lego Marvel Superheroes. Like, I think that was the last one before they started using the movie quotes, and it was just regular voice actors.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of the animated series voice actors as well.
Yeah.
Same with the Batman ones.
And I liked Iron Man in that because he's just playing cocky Iron Man.
Right.
Like, it's just like Spider-Man. Just sort of be a charismatic jerk. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, when Spider-Man gets hit with the symbiote at some point, he's like, "Oh no, not again."
It's pretty good.
Which I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Playing some, always still continually to put my hours in on Marvel Puzzle Quest.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just got the 4-star Wolverine, the X Factor one.
Oh, with the black suit?
Yep.
Yeah.
The black and gray suit. So that's that. Started playing This Is the Police, and man, that game's really hard to play when you're tired.
Yes. A lot of reading.
Mm-hmm.
How many days into it are you?
I am 6 days in, and I've lost 3 police.
That sounds like my second playthrough. I just finished it at 180 days the other day. I successfully completed it and unsuccessfully completed one of the 2 major tasks they give you.
Yep.
So, which is fine.
I think I'm about 30 days in on like playthrough 4 or something, and I am currently getting taken to court.
Oh, that happens to me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could kind of see how it happens. Like, thought I was going to go to court when, like, it was like the first person they tell to hire, and like they give you the fire, like the old veteran black dude, and I was like, man, and I just leveled him up too, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh man, I'm so mad I wasted that level up on him, which was a bummer because I thought he was going to be a good cop. And then I had to hire, the only one they gave me an option was this like larger white lady.
It was like 100 skill. It's like, well,
right.
That sucks.
So I bring her in, and then like literally the first day after I hired her, she requests the day off, and I'm like,
nope.
I'm like, no, and she had a little bottle next to her icon. No. And I'm like, you know what? You're going out to do with this domestic violence. Of course, she gets in a drunk driving car accident. I'm like, great, I'm going to get sued.
Yep.
My favorite one of them was there was someone who had that little bottle, and for 4 consecutive days, back to back to back, I need a day off. It's my dad's funeral. I need a day off. It's my dad's funeral. I need a day off. It's my dad's funeral. It's like
wait a minute, bro.
Did you fire them?
No. I called them into work. If they've got that little bottle logo, and you force them to come into work, you can then immediately go into the roster and fire them for coming into work drunk.
Nice.
And
it won't be an illegal firing.
Won't be an illegal firing. You've got complete control over getting rid of them straight away.
Yeah. I instead of firing people, a lot of times if they were really
just
bad,
set them out to their doom.
Well, purposely. So after you make there's a choice at some point where you decide or not decide with the mafia. You should side with the mafia. At some point they give you can pay like $5,000 and set up a crime trap. And just so a piece of advice for you knobs, I made the mistake the first time. When you buy the crime trap, it happens the next day. And basically, like, you can send up to 3 cops, and they will just get killed. And people listening are probably like, well, that sounds terrible. It's like, well, at some point when someone offers you $15,000 to take their son, their worthless son as an officer, and his skill is 5, that dude's getting killed.
Yeah, like I kept sending the little old ladies out to like the most remedial things, and they always get away.
Yeah.
Drury and what is it? Drury and Drury Junior or whatever it is. Like the 10 and 15 skill respectively. When the next person up has got like at least 100. Like you guys need to mess up 3 times so I can fire you.
So the only thing I would recommend, this is a minor spoiler for, it's like day 120. Someone will come to you and offer you $80,000 to steal the gas, like the gasoline from the police department, and replace it with other gasoline. For the love of God, don't make the mistake I did and do it. Because what happens is, your officers just start randomly getting into accidents. So I'm losing guys that are like 1,500 skill, 1,200 skill, just randomly. Or a car full of 3 officers that all went out.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
Don't do that one. I have never found anything else that had, like you'll send someone out for like, a famous rapper will call and say like, look, I need 4 police to be in my music video, and then one of them will quit and be like, F you, dude, I'm not, like, this is what I signed
I'm
up
a
for.
movie star now.
Yeah, like, that's fine. You lose people like that.
Oh my god, would one quit because he's like, why'd you choose me? Because I'm the only black dude in the group? Like,
yikes. Yeah. Man, that game.
Yeah, I just got that order to fire all the black cops. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I actually did that on my second playthrough because I was thinking, this time I'm going to do everything City Hall wants. And every time, and of course, I fired all the black officers and they're like, great job. And then Internal Affairs is like, wait a minute, dude, that you can't do that. That's bad.
Yep.
So they started investigating me. So what I did is I not only blamed it on City Hall, because that's an option you can do where it's like, hey man, they made me do it and I have it in writing. I also had the Mafia find out who's going to testify against me and then pay them off to not testify. So I just walked off scot-free. And now City Hall's happy and all my officers are happy. I was like, hey, this actually works. All right. My second playthrough's going all right.
It's threading the needle, though, this game. This game is walking on the razor's edge the whole way.
Yep.
Do you mess up your relationship with City Hall? Do you mess up your relationship with, the Mafia? Like, not gonna lie, I got really lucky in this playthrough, and when I got given the order to fire all the black officers, I sent 2 out on singular duty by themselves to the hardest things I could find.
Right.
And they failed 3 times over the course of the 2 days, so I got rid of 2 of the 3 I needed to. I had to forcibly fire the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So I've only got 1 person coming after me with IA. But then Town Hall were like, what are you doing? Everybody's escaping. What, your performance is terrible. Fire someone. I was like,
yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. I've got rid of this other person as well that I needed to get rid of.
You're talking about threading the needle on your playthrough. By the time I hit day 175, I had gotten that order to eliminate a position. Is not only does it eliminate a position, it eliminates a slot. So you can't hire somebody back in that slot. I was running at 2 officers per shift. And I could not get approval from City Hall to get back. So, like, my last 10 to 20 days were just like, look, crime is free. Like, I can't send anybody else. So just do the crimes. Whatever.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I think I saw one of the screenshots you posted. I think it was specifically, you posted it about the event. And it was like, send like 8 officers there. And you had like 2 and a paddy wagon and the SWAT.
Yep.
And that's it.
I had an event where 8 officers died in 1 call. All 8 officers I sent out died.
That's pretty bad.
Where did you send the SWAT team for that?
I did. They came back. Them and the paddy wagon came back, and they're like, hey, guys, what happened? It's like, well, everyone died. Yeah. I just wish... This is going to sound a little morbid, but I wish you made more money off of the officers you don't declare dead after they die. You only make like $20 a day. It's like, well, I have to raise... way more than that. That's not going to do me anything.
It was a pro tip from my wife, actually. If you do that and continue to basically, you push back the paperwork so that they're not declared as dead, so you can continue to claim their income and it goes in your pocket.
Yep.
If you do that and then City Hall gets mad at you and says you need to fire someone, you can fire the person who's dead and not suffer any consequences
you
from
just
it.
declare them dead finally. Yeah.
That's kind of a crappy loophole.
Yeah. Well, you're filling up a slot with somebody's corpse, basically.
Yep.
This game's great.
Yep.
Yeah. I hope you guys make it to the end, to day 180, because it's a trip. This game really goes places.
All right. The last game I played this week was Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus. I tell you what, man, that game does not F around. I have died a lot.
Oh, I thought you were talking story-wise, because I read the spoiler about where that story goes.
Oh, no. Why would you do that?
Well, because I don't really care about the story about it. I care more about playing it. And
he's going to forget by the time he plays it anyway.
I will not. Well, just, like, at some point, on Twitter, there seemed to be, like, a mass of people that all hit the same point, and they're all like, holy crap, Wolfenstein 2. And I was like, all right, I have to find out what happens. So I read it, and I was like, yeah, okay, awesome. I want to play Wolfenstein 2.
Well, all right, so here's the thing. So events happen at the start that were carried over from the New Order, and it's really crappy what happened. It sucks. Like, I did not want to see that happen to that one character.
Yeah.
Or the other dude that now has a robot arm that keeps fighting him. Like, he's literally punching him in the face because he can't control it.
That's awesome.
And then there's like, so you're on this giant submarine, and there's this whole section of submarine that you can't find. So I just killed a whole bunch of Nazis in there. And then I got scared by, whatchamacallit? I got scared by a cat and monkey hybrid thing that one of the crazy inventors on the submarine made. It reminds me of, like, do you remember Mars Attacks when they put Pierce Brosnan's head on a little chihuahua?
Oh, yeah.
It's got that, like, chinky, like, thing around, like, little kink, like, around his neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, this game is really, really, really hard.
Oh, really? You're just playing on normal,
really
right?
hard. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so I'm stuck in this. Like, I've made it my way to the Empire State Building. Something happens in the sewers, which was awesome. This game's full of these great little moments, but the AI is really, really devious in this game. They always find a way to surround you.
Oh, okay.
And since you're still damaged from the first game, you only have 50% health. And you can never get enough armor to kind of bridge that gap effectively enough. Like, there's no place you can just plant and hold up and just quarter them all in, because you always have an exposed flank.
That's kind of cool that you're still suffering the effects from the first game, though. Not a lot of shooters do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, especially like serialized shooters.
Yeah, usually they'll have like the intro level, like sometimes you fall down and you throw up and like your vision's swimming, and then like you just get back to running.
Yeah, and and he's commenting on it. He's like, "Man, I don't know how much longer I can go." I mean,
yeah,
I don't feel like I'm bleeding out here, and I'm in trouble. Maybe I'll get a week going.
That's cool.
But yeah, BJ Blazkowicz's character is really good. Again, the whole cadre of rebels that you have on the giant Nazi sub is really great. And the game is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Pro tip, never aim down sights, because those guns are uncontrollable.
Really?
Shoot from the hip, man. It's the only advice I can give you. Shoot from the hip. Because that was the same problem I had in the first one. I completely forgot that I stopped aiming down sights unless it was a rifle. And I finally got an assault scope for one of the rifles, so now it's semi-automatic, and I'm having way more fun with that gun.
Oh, nice.
And the time to pull out and dual wield happens a lot, because there's times where you're running like what's his name from Inglourious Bastards, where you're running down with like the 50 cal. You just laying waste the stuff, just running away from things.
Yeah.
Dogs are still the worst thing to fight in this game.
Yeah.
So it's another cool thing. So I got attacked, like, I was jumping by and I was like, oh, these are just stray dogs. Oh, no, they're Nazi dogs, so they're going to kill me. So the second time I stopped on top. I was stayed on top of the subway train. And so I'm picking off one by one. I picked two of them off. And then as soon as I started aiming, they saw me and they all scattered. It did not come back into the room until either I switched weapons or I was actually on the floor that they could get me.
That's crazy.
So when they do get you, they knock you down and they start gnawing on your leg, and you hatchet them. But then you stay on the ground like for a second before you get up. So you can still stay on the ground and still like shoot all the things running at you from the ground.
Dimebag in chat asks, how's the shotgun?
I haven't got a shotgun yet.
Oh, no. Maybe this is like a prey situation where you can secretly get it really early. If not, you get it way later.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you what's better than shotguns are laser weapons.
Awesome.
Yep.
Because those things are disintegrating awesome things.
Yeah.
And they serve game mechanics. Like if you're stuck in a room and you want to sneak your way around, you shoot a laser weapon at some metal surface, and it'll open up a hole that you can climb through and get around everybody.
Oh, cool.
So not only there's that, so now you're looking at disintegratable objects that you can maneuver around. I like and kind of hate the commander mechanic in the game. So normally you get an area, you get two little radio signals that have the little things pointing where they are, and it tells you how many meters you are away from them. But if you kill them first, you only deal with who's alive on the level. Mm-hmm. If you get one of them, half the enemies spawn that you would normally got if you'd have set off an alarm with two of them. But man, it seems endless the amount of humans that game throws at you at certain. The melee kills, hatchet kills. The other thing it also does really cool. So the perks are based on a mastery of doing something. So you have stealth, mayhem, and then there's another one that I cannot remember. Maybe it's like heavy weapon kills or something, or weird explosive stuff. But so you're constantly doing these things over and over again, and it gives you a mastery. Like, so I've done 35 stealth kills. So I've done the level 10 mastery and the level 20 mastery. So now it gives me, now my movement speed when I'm crouched and sneaking around is 30% faster.
Oh, cool. I like that.
And that works for, you know, hatcher kills, grenade kills, like heavy weapon kills, like all sorts of like combat melee kills, which are kind of great too. The little Nazi hatch is awesome. But what a crazy world they built, man.
Yeah.
It is bananas. And I just got up to the top of the Empire State Building and met with the survivors up there, and what a great little interaction. And then the ladies, you're talking to the lady across from you, and, you know, she just pulls out a baby and just starts breastfeeding right there. I'm like, smoking his cigarettes, like, no big deal.
I'm so glad they made it.
At that point, you survived a nuclear bomb, but yeah, sure, you can smoke in front of your kid.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm so glad they made a second one.
well, I mean, technically, I think the second one would have been the Old Blood, and that was incredible.
Was that a prequel to the first one?
I don't really remember how that would fit into the whole genre.
Okay.
Because I'm getting they're kind of blending together in my memory.
Right.
Like, I'm remembering pieces from the Old Blood that were that. I thought the whole alien stuff. So, sorry.
It's okay. Wolfenstein 1 is a couple years old anyways.
All right, so the whole ancient tech, I thought was from the Old Blood, but I think it's from the ending of 1 because it doesn't reference anything for the Old Blood. But I remember a lot of the stuff with that one, because I remember being in a hospital, and I don't remember if that was the Old Blood that you're remembering how to get back. I don't remember.
It's all together.
It is all blended together in my head, and I cannot remember a bad thing about either one of those games other than not ending down sites.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it might have been a prequel. But, okay. Yeah. Thanks, Dimebag. But this game is really great. Like, I'm stuck in a part where I have to defend an area for a little bit, and, man, I am getting rolled in seconds.
Jeez.
I have turned down the difficulty twice, and I am still getting slaughtered.
Jeez. That's kind of exciting, though.
Yeah. Sounds like a nightmare.
It is, but it's like you die and you try for, okay, well, this way, because I was in this one spot where I was on this Nazi helicarrier, and I knew I can get to the first commander real quick, get him killed. Then I was trying to find my way around to the second one, and every which way I went was just blocked by Nazis. Like, and if I shot someone, I was setting off the alarm, and then I'd deal with the giant laser, huge dudes in like the quasi Iron Man suits.
Jeez. And
I just literally just fought a mech in this last area, which I was not expecting. I was like, he's like, oh, what's going on, Big Daddy? You here to test my metal? I'm like, oh. I have no idea. Why are you making jokes? I have no idea how to kill this thing.
You're bringing this one back from Wolf 3D. Like, come on, man.
But yeah, it actually looked like Hitler's mech suit.
That's
like,
cool.
It was huge.
Man.
But I can't recommend this game enough. I can't recommend the series enough.
Yeah.
Like, if it's something you missed, I wholly recommend the whatchamacallit. You could probably skip the Old Blood, but I would definitely play New Order, just so you have some sort of frame of reference of where this is going. And granted, it does not start well.
Oh,
it does not get better till it was the New Order, where you actually get out of the hospital, where you end up like with a head injury or something.
So it just starts a little slow.
Well, it starts really good. With the opening sequence where you're storming Death Head Himmler's castle, where it was just really rough.
Yeah.
And that's just a matter of figuring out your kill route.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But that's it, man.
All right, Moonpier, what do you have?
A couple of weeks ago, I actually played a game I forgot to talk about on the show. I actually do want to give it credit. The credit I feel it is kind of due. And it's Qube. I believe the console edition is like the definitive collection edition or whatever it is.
Qube, right?
I believe it is.
Yeah.
it's either that or C. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
I'll let you know which one it is, so you can make sure it's correct in the show notes. God.
I'm sorry. I was wondering what whatchamacallit was coming.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have some storms coming.
Yep. But it is essentially it's a Portal Light. It is a first person. You're in a area. I don't want to say more than that. And you have to manipulate cubes in a first person environment to solve puzzles to progress through the game.
Cool.
It's really short, really quite interesting. On the cheap side, like I said, it's a Portal Light. So clearly people who played the 2 Portal games and enjoyed it. So it's their kind of a variation on that. But it's actually kind of fun. I played a little bit of Binding of Isaac. Check out our Binding of Isaac show, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, give it a listen if you want to learn more about our terrible, terrible deaths.
Yes.
And the big thing for me this week was the fan vote finished. The fan vote decided, and Assassin's Creed Origins was the game of the fans' choice.
Yeah.
So let's talk about AC Origins for a little bit, shall we?
I'm very excited.
Okay. So let's just, from what I understand, Origins is getting a lot of positive praise from both press and most users seem to be enjoying it quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It has a very long prologue. A couple of hours at least.
That's the resounding thing I've heard, is it starts slow.
It's in ancient Egypt, which is a cool setting. It has a lot of open areas full of desert and a couple of trees and a couple of cities. This all sounds an awful lot like Assassin's Creed 3 to me,
mm-hmm.
which everybody panned, in my opinion, for no real reason.
Other than it was bad.
It was not bad. AC3 was pretty good.
I will forever defend the intro of Assassin's Creed 3 and then pan the rest of it.
Okay. I can understand your incorrect opinion, and you are completely valid to have it.
I can respect that.
So I've been taking a lot of notes for Origins because let's talk about the bad stuff first.
Okay.
The stealth mechanics from, well, let me correct that. The indoor stealth mechanics from Unity, from Syndicate.
Yep.
I don't know if they were in 3 or Black Flag because I've never played Black Flag. But for example, the corner thing where you get to a corner and he stops.
Yeah.
And you see down the corridor, that has gone completely.
Oh. Yeah. I can understand it, but yeah.
It makes things a little awkward though when you're trying to sneak into a giant temple and can't hide on a corner correctly.
Yeah. That's weird.
I don't understand why it's not in the game when it's been in the previous 2 at least.
Yeah.
Why is it not in there all of a sudden for this one? The combat is possibly the worst combat I've ever played.
I was talking to Mackie about this.
Oh my god, he is not happy about that combat.
Yeah, I always thought the Assassin's Creed combat was serviceable. It was fine. Like, you could sort of do what you wanted to do most times.
Mm-hmm.
And to hear that they have radically changed it is really weird.
Yep. Well, let's just get it out of the way. It's not Assassin's Creed combat.
Yeah.
They have changed the control scheme to a Dark Souls control scheme. Light attack, heavy attack, shield, all on bumpers, just like Dark Souls. Character lock-on by clicking in the stick, just like Dark Souls. Except it controls more like a character action game, which for that type of thing, you are vitally dependent on face buttons being a very quick input, not trigger inputs, which are inherently slower.
Yeah.
And you can lock onto somebody who's directly in front of you. If someone is standing literally on your back, hitting you, in plain view of the camera, and you click the stick in, you don't lock onto him because he's not in front of you the way the camera is looking.
That's the worst. Can you flick the right stick to switch between targets?
Nope.
Yes, but only if they are in field of view in front of you, not to the side of you.
So useless.
Yeah, you have to be facing them, yeah.
Great.
That's what Mackie was telling me about. And that's coming off of playing, he was playing Shadow of Mordor, where it's Batman.
Yeah, just natural, where it's like, yeah, I click in, and it's the guy that's stabbing me in the back. I want to attack that guy.
Yep.
Sorry, nothing sells stealth like Dark Souls controls.
Yeah.
It's atrocious how bad the combat is in this. It's to the point where when you have 3 people surrounding you, no matter who you're locked onto, you can, like, if you're locked on in front of you and there's someone down and to the right, you just hold down and right and smash the button until you start to hit the guy. They've taken all of the finesse out of the game, it feels like. And not just in combat, I feel like they've taken a lot of the finesse from the stealth side of it out as well. But the combat itself just feels broken. It feels really difficult. And it's not helped by the fact that you have a giant combat skill tree, which I don't know if that's ever going to make a difference in me playing it, because I don't like to play combat in AC. I'm a stealth guy.
Yeah.
I am a get in there, everyone is dead, and I'm out the door without an alarm getting raised.
Well, also, it's the one thing they didn't need to change. It's the one thing that was fine. Like, it just worked, and it felt you can get the timing down, and you got the rhythm down at some point, usually pretty quickly, and it was fine. Like, no one was like, man, I wish the combat was way different. I like that Dark Souls. How about we smush that in there?
Yep. And God, I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this. I'm not a huge fan of it straight away, but quote-unquote eagle vision. And I say quote-unquote because it's actually an eagle this time.
You're using your eagle's eyes.
Yeah. Well, I am never going to play this game.
Yep. And do you remember the synchronization points? You'd get high up, you'd synchronize, it would do a little spin, and then it'd update the world map. Yes.
So what, now you got to fly an eagle to synchronize?
Nope, you go up there
you fly through some rings. There's a little mini game in there.
It's in VR,
I wish, because it might give you a purpose to go up there, other than by doing so, you increase the perception of your eagle, which means he can spot things from further out. And until you increase it significantly, he cannot see through walls. So literally at the start of the game, in the entire prologue area, you are trying to go into a big building with a tiny little hole in the roof to kill somebody. Assassin's Creed, shocker. You can only see the guards posted on the outside.
Right.
You cannot see anybody inside that building until you have increased his perception enough for him to see through walls. And even then, it's so awkward trying to see people that it doesn't automatically detect. I ran into a village that was getting burnt down. I took my eagle, I spotted 5 people, I did a very slow pan and scan planet style, like Mass Effect 2, scanning the planet style, up and down, up and down, up and down, this entire village to make sure I had everyone marked. Still missed 2 people who jumped out at me when I wasn't expecting it, because I didn't spot them with the eagle.
So here's the frustration that I'm already feeling without having played it, is when you look at something like Wildlands, which seems like this is where they're lifting it from, where Wildlands, like, you were throwing up a drone and you could sort of see it. I think they did it way better in Watch Dogs 2, where you could craft a drone, toss it up, and you could see the cameras and the enemies and the robots, and like you could see everything you wanted. You marked what you needed to, and then you started stealthing. If you have your eagle, your drone, that is supposed to spot this stuff and isn't that great at it, combined with you not feeling satisfied with the stealth mechanics, you're doing both things wrong. Because you're supposed to be able to send your eagle out, you take the time to mark everybody and find everyone, and then you use your stealth to go and backstabby everybody, and then you're fine. Like, to me, that's normal Assassin's Creed. But if you've screwed up both of those things, then I don't know what... Are you supposed to play this like Metal Gear Solid after you've been caught and just, like, dump rounds into everybody?
I'd literally run away from people and hide, because the only 2 ways of marking people in this game, like I said, there is no eagle vision other than the actual eagle. So there is no little whom and spot enemy through walls like you could in the previous games.
For some reason.
So, yes. So when I get... Oh, there is a Whom, but all it does is the Whom spots lootable materials in the area.
The one thing they took from Dragon Age Inquisition that people didn't like.
So there is just so much about this game I'm not enjoying right now.
Yeah.
I'm okay with stealth now because I'm not kidding. I have probably synchronized about 25 points so far to be able to get my eagle to see through walls so I can feel a bit more comfortable with the stealth. I don't like the fact that it is like AC3, which I enjoyed in regards to the here is a desert for 10 minutes while you're running and then get to the city at the end. You can fast travel and things like that. Something I do enjoy. It has the LA Noire car driving where you can literally keep hold of a button and then your vehicle, in this case a camel or a horse, will take you where you need to go and you can go and do something else.
Witcher 3 had that too, where it's like if you hold like R2, your horse just follows the path. It's like, cool, that's just go ahead. You know where we're going.
It's really, really useful when you are trying to get to an area you don't have a fast travel point to. You can just set him to follow the road and then another button press and he's go to this objective.
Nice.
Like, it's really...
Camel GPS.
Yes, exactly.
So you're still all clad in white, like sticking out like a sore thumb?
No.
It's all those earth tones?
It's really, really weird so far.
Apparently the Assassins are the only culture that owns bleach.
Well, as far as I can tell, they don't exist right now. Like, the actual order as we know it doesn't exist.
Because it's supposed to be like the first thing in the Assassin Templar War.
Yes, I believe the guy you play is the original assassin. He is the founder of the order, hence Eagle Vision for Eagles. Get it? Eagles. The first time you kill somebody, your eagle actually flies past and drops a feather for you, which is a really neat reference to AC1, when you'd get a feather to smear the blood on of the targets that you have killed.
Yeah.
There is some incredible moments in this game so far with regards to getting the hidden blade and then being put in a situation where you have a fist and you have to use the hidden blade.
Oh, you're right. That makes sense. Gotcha.
Which explains the origins of that particular quirk of the assassins as well.
Yeah.
So far, I'm actually genuinely loving the characters and the story. It's actually really good. The main story is kind of so far. But for an Assassin's Creed fan, they are throwing a lot of information at you in small, tiny little things. They're not putting up a magnifying glass and saying, "Ha! Look at this. This is a reference."
Remember
that
this
you
from
might
Assassin's Creed 2?
Exactly. There's a lot of little things in there which I'm enjoying. I think Mackie mentioned this in our Discord chat, and you might hear thunder. Mackie mentioned it in the TVGP Discord. The side missions are incredible.
Oh, yeah.
They make the world feel alive in a way that an Assassin's Creed game hasn't done in a long time. And it gets better because there is a day-night cycle where everybody has the paths they take.
Oh, wow. That's some rain.
Is that rain? Yep.
That's wind.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
So if Knobs drops off...
Yes. Might be a one-man show if we both get hit with storms at the same time.
Yeah.
But the side missions are so fantastic. It's...
Are you close to a window? If a branch comes through, are you going to be okay?
I don't know, maybe that poster will save me, but...
That's true. The load-bearing poster.
But yeah, the side missions, like, the...
I think I just saw power shot.
Yep. It's really loud.
Yeah, loud.
And there goes Knob. Yes.
Make sure the window's not open.
It is. You know it is.
God, I hope not. We're gonna just take a short break here.
Yeah.
Take a break
little
at
breath.
1:12:58.
Fix it in post.
Yeah. That'll take care of it.
I'm hoping that's him shutting the window.
Yeah. Man, are you slated to get this storm?
Yep. We had the same sirens earlier today.
Just a couple hours from now, it'll hit you.
Mm-hmm. We'll probably get over the night.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's covering almost 3 states right now.
Oh, okay. So that would be the thunder I'm hearing behind me then.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Side missions, the actual... Oh, this is great.
I think we're just going to have to push through it.
Yeah. So the characters themselves actually all have a day-night cycle, basically. So they will go to work, they will go home. There's a power flicker. The world feels so much more alive than it has previously.
Yeah.
In a lot of AC, like I played Syndicate and that felt like a shell of London. And to be honest, the same with Unity. There was some aspects of Unity that were great, but you know, a lot of it was still just a shell. But this game actually feels lived in. Like the jobs, the missions, the stories that they're telling tells of a very bad time in, you know, Egyptian history.
Yeah.
I met my first historical figure, possibly my second, but I'm not sure if the second was using a different name. There are. I've hit some points that I want to talk about, but I didn't know about these moments going into the game, and it was really cool. So I'm not gonna say anything about it here, just on the off chance that other people don't know.
Yeah.
But the game's actually really good, and there's a lot of little touches they've made that make me enjoy it in spite of my issues.
Yeah.
I mean, just for the record, we're in Egypt, and I haven't met a single female character who has huge giant breasts.
Right.
Which, thank you for actually keeping it, realistic to the time period.
Yeah.
You know, not jumping into that Hollywood thing of, oh, everyone's got huge bazungas because they have to, because it's a video game.
Yeah.
It's
well,
like, no.
I think the good thing for me is that it sounds like a lot of the issues you're having are potentially patchable, where it's like you can just patch and say like, okay, look, the Eagle is way more useful just from the get now. You know, we'll tweak the battle system and we can fix a little bit of that. And none of those sound like they're insurmountable things. No,
and like I said, the Eagle was actually it's not too bad when you put some time in, but you have to go and find a whole bunch of those synchronization spots to make him a viable thing for your stealth.
Yeah, so like maybe, unfortunately, that's the first thing you do in the game. It's like, don't worry about the story or side quests yet. Like, find as many of these things as you can just to level up your Eagle and just get it all done early.
Just before I actually sign off on AC and pass the ball over to you as well, quick rundown. Don't like the new loot system they've got.
Oh, yeah.
They have introduced a Diablo-style loot system, where as you're leveling up, you're finding new loot. There is crafting materials, which you use, which they had previously, and it seems to be okay, but the new loot system they've got just feels like it's designed to... It's like every 2 missions, I'm changing my weapons because I've got more powerful weapons.
Right.
It's like, it didn't feel necessary in an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, because like the previous ones, you'd get stuff... Probably not that often, but you'd get them often enough that, like, every couple of missions, you'd get something that's way better. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, this is way stronger.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those unfortunate things where it seems to be doing a lot right, but a whole lot wrong at the same time.
Yeah.
And I love the setting. I love the ancient Egypt. I love the look of, like, the game looks gorgeous, and I'm playing it on a standard Xbox One. No X, no HDR, no 4K, nothing like that yet.
Right.
And it still looks incredible.
Yeah.
And some of the things they've done just to set the tone are amazing. It feels very much like AC1, where it's like, this world is incredible, but this aspect of the gameplay and this aspect of the gameplay.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to continue playing. Hopefully, they will do some minor patchwork to it. I think they might be a little bit busy right now, making sure it's all ready for the 4K bomb that's going to drop next week.
Right.
But I'm enjoying it. In spite of the issues, it's still actually really quite fun. And when push comes to shove, when my stealth fails, you can just button mash your way out of combat.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing, so over to Boston.
I only have two things. I'm going to sort of blow through them pretty quickly because there's not a lot to say about it. Battle Chasers Nightwar, platinumed it. Finished New Game Plus.
Nice.
It took me... So, to give you an idea of how different my two playthroughs were, on normal mode, I defeated the final boss in one turn. It took me over 2 hours to figure out how to kill it on my New Game Plus playthrough. Just like getting all my buffs and debuffs correctly, and like cleansing debuffs that are on me, and healing, and like all that stuff. So I like that the default playthrough is just this kind of easy, recommendable 20-hour thing that you can just burn through. And New Game Plus is like, look, if you thought that was easy, you can play through it again now, and now it's legitimately way harder.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
I actually pinned that game the other day. Yeah. I added it to my pin list because that's what I do with all the games I know I'll forget about. Yeah. I'll just pin them and be like, oh, forgot about that. Let's buy it.
Yeah, I totally think it's worth it. I think it's, if I remember, it's only $20. I kickstarted it, so I got a copy for however much I kickstarted it for. But it's great. You know, like, one moment. I forgot it's Sunday.
Wind on one end, lawn mowing on the other.
Yeah, Knobs just texted me, said there's tornado sirens, so yikes. But yeah, like for me, like my recommendable first starter JRPGs or RPGs now are Chrono Trigger, Costume Quest, and Battle Chasers Nightwar. Like all of those are very beginner friendly. The systems are easy to learn, and a lot of those systems are repeatable in a lot of other games. And it was just a good time. It looks great, sounds great, music's fun, like everything's good. My other game I played is Chaos Child. I have disliked this game so strongly over the first 2 hours after the intro got done. Because I talked about the intro and how sort of gruesome it was in sort of an exciting way last week between segments. And as soon as that stuff was over, this game ground to a halt with its progression and started pushing easily some of the most boring stuff I've ever played / read through in a visual novel. It's agonizingly. It's like the intro to an anime where like people tell you like just get through the first 4 episodes. They're all just slice of life school stuff and blah blah blah, and then like episode 5 is when the stuff really hits the fan. Yeah. I played those 2 hours and I kept going back to it and playing like 15 minutes and just saying like, this sucks. Like I wanted to get back to the good stuff. I'm gonna pop it in, I'm gonna play 5 more minutes. If something interesting doesn't happen in those 5 more minutes, I'm going to pop it out. I'm going to move on to something else. Literally something 3 minutes. Happened. Yeah, literally 3 minutes into it, something really interesting happened. And I was like, okay, all right, now I see what people are talking about. Here's this game where you and your friends are now investigating these grisly murders that are happening on the same day and seem very similar to very famous murders that happened 6 years ago. And I'm like, okay, now that, and very quickly you start getting wrapped up into the new one. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I can, because basically the stuff that's really boring is you're a high school kid, obviously, and you're in a...
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's a Japanese...
You're a high school kid in a Japanese video game?
Yeah, shocker. And you're in a club, obviously because you're a Japanese high schooler, and in between these investigations, it's just like this boring slice of life Like, oh, me and my friends are hanging out in the club room, and we're working on the newspaper, and we're talking about stuff we're going to record for the upcoming cultural festival. And it's like, I don't care. Get to the murders. That's like, like, that's the interesting part. And like everything I read about this game was, you have to stick with it because it's probably one of the best stories that this team has told. And I really liked Steins Gate. So hearing that, to me, is a really huge selling point. And it's unfortunate we didn't get the previous game, Chaos Head. Is that some of the reviews I've read have been like, look, it's referencing some stuff that happened in that game, but I didn't really understand it, so I'm gonna stick with it. I'm really gonna stick with it, and I really want to give it a shot. But so far, the highs are high and the lows are really, really boring, and that kind of sucks for a game that sounds long. But a lot of it, now that I know like the murder stuff is interesting and the high school stuff isn't interesting, and sort of skim a little bit through the high school stuff where it's like...
That's what I was waiting for you to say.
Yeah, and, you know, I did a little bit of that in Steins Gate, because it's a visual novel. It's literally a book. So there are times in a book where it's like, cool, I know what's going to happen, I'm just going to skim these next couple of pages. Like, I'm not even going to worry about it. I don't have to read every single word. So I'm sort of doing that now. So I hope it continues this upswing, because the horror stuff that they're presenting is really good and really creepy, which is something that you don't often get in visual novels, because it's hard to portray something that's creepy when it's just text and sound effects and backgrounds and stuff. So, but that's all I've been playing this week. So let's take a break. I don't care. Get to the murders.
I'm surprised you didn't see me immediately write that down as soon as you said it.
I was on a roll. Dimebag has it in chat too.
Mm-hmm. Also, apparently my fly is open in my pajamas. It's a good thing I haven't stood up yet.
Good. Yeah, I don't want to get flagged as a triple X rated Twitch stream.
I am wearing boxers.
Okay. Yeah, but it's fly open on those. Do you have a double open situation?
No. Well,
a double
technically
event.
I don't even know what you guys call them over here. Technically, the boxer briefs, I think.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, boxers are the real loose-fitting, like, shorts.
No, fuck boxers.
Yeah, I don't like this.
I know, Dime. I know. We actually mentioned this yesterday on the listener show. I need to go back to Dying Light.
Well, I wonder with 2018 on the horizon, I wonder if you want to start like a Shift A, Shift B for your games to bring in This Is the Police. Maybe Shift A is voting for a recent release, and Shift B is for, here are games I need to get back to and finish.
Oh, that's 100% what I'm going to do. Like, my next vote is going to be, here are 4 games I have installed. Which one should I actually play now?
Right. Include, like, 1 or 2 that you need to get back to, like Dying Light.
Yeah, like Dying Light, the Assassin's Creed Chronicles games, which are relatively short, so they're no big deal there. There's like 2 or 3 huge ones. The Metro games, I have 2 installed. I've never played either of them.
Yeah.
I got no joke. I've got some hot bangers installed on my Xbox. It's like, oh, I could play that, or I could continue doing what I've been doing this week and just sink in, another 40 hours into Assassin's Creed Origins.
Well, like, the problem is, especially with 2017, like, yeah, you have a hot banger installed, but you have 16 others. So it's like, how many of these 8 out of 10 to 10 out of 10 games do I play? Like, which ones do I play first?
And it's like, the GOTYs are coming up soon, and it's like, well, do I want to try and get Wolf? Get that done and dusted in time for GOTYs or not?
Yeah. Yeah, we need to talk about when we're going to record those. I need to look at the calendar. Just sent me a picture of his grill toppled over. Cool. I just let him know, like, if we need to keep going on without you, let us know, and I'll drop you from the call. I'd rather him be safe than.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm looking at.
I'd rather have him in the basement,
yeah, exactly.
nice and safe, than be doing a show live and him get a branch through the head.
All right, let's look at Mackey's list he has here for you while we're on break. So, for those listeners and watchers, Moonpear's been saving up for a brand new gaming PC. As the thing he's recording on right now is, we'll call it a laptop. It is aged.
I think it's probably from about 2012, maybe 2013.
Yeah.
And it wasn't high end then.
So Mackie sent over a list. I haven't sent over anything yet, because we just talked about it before T-Bomb R. All right, Intel Core i5 6600K, that's what I would recommend. I don't know if I'd recommend a liquid CPU cooler. I've never really liked those.
Yeah, liquid scares me a little bit.
It's safe. It's not actually water in it. It's, if anything, if that stuff nowadays, if it gets out on your motherboard, it's not going to cause an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Hard drives are a good choice. Video card's a good choice. I usually like spending about $300 on a card, because I feel like if you go to 200, you're kind of not getting the power you want. If you're getting to 400, like next week a card comes out at 300, that's the same card you just bought.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to send you a link to the case I really like.
Yeah, because his case isn't there anymore, I don't think.
No, yeah. The one I have is genuinely silent. It's incredibly easy to put stuff into. Yeah, his power supply is good. I like Samsung SSDs more than OCZ, but nowadays it kind of doesn't matter. If you're going to do a lot of heavy video editing, you might think about going to 32 gigs of RAM to future-proof for yourself.
Yeah.
But 16 is fine. RAM's expensive right now. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Like, looking at that, I think when Mackie bought that whole rig, it was like $1,000. And now
yeah,
the whole...
1,400 right now.
Yep, the price is just going up, I think, in preparation for Black Friday.
Yeah. Wonder if you're buying at a bad time. Do you have an Amazon Prime account?
I don't, but I can sign up for one dead easy.
Because when I bought a lot of my stuff, Newegg changed ownership recently, and they're not great anymore. So
their prices seem to have gone through the fucking roof.
Yeah, they're not the company they used to be, and I think for me, a lot of people say like, "Oh, well, buy on Newegg, buy in this place, buy in that place." The thing that I really like, if you're buying a big purchase like this on Amazon and you have Prime, all of this stuff is going to get shipped to you for free.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a huge benefit. So let's look at.
They've got pretty good coverage as well for incidentals and broken things.
Yeah, and like returns are really easy. And all right, so let's look at the Tech Report, techreport.com for all of our viewers. Their system build. We don't want the budget box. Middle ground. Here we go. Oh, they actually have their middle ground box is an AMD. So their middle ground box is $880. And that gets you an SSD, a 500 gig SSD, and a 1 terabyte hard drive. It only gives 8 gigs of RAM. Hi, Knobs.
Well, that was intense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does the worst seem over?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the lifted at, well, now 615.
Yeah.
And I was just rewatching the radar, and then I had Noah going on my phone here.
Yeah.
So for anyone that needs a good simple app for radio, it's called Simple Radio.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, Moon, I'll try and build a system too. I think Mackey's build is good. It's just really expensive right now. Like, you don't even have monitors in there. You don't even have like a keyboard and mouse, and it's $1,400. And it's just like,
yeah. Like I said, I think right now is just a shitty time.
Yeah, right now must be a bad time because none of these parts are crazy. Like looking at it, the only thing I would recommend personally would be moving from a liquid CPU cooler down to just one of those big fan coolers. But other than that, like his RAM isn't unreasonable. It's just $200 Like his motherboard isn't unreasonable. It's just $250. Like,
yep,
it's just all that stuff's expensive.
At the bottom of the page that I sent over to you, it actually has a price tracking thing. And if you scroll all the way down and look at the fucking price tracking of it, it's just going up and up and up and up and up.
It spiked on September 13th. I wonder why that is. I'm hearing on the grapevine that there is there's a memory shortage oncoming. So I think that might have a part to play on it. Yeah, it's just shit is just expensive right now.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's just a shitty time, but I'm not going to do anything right now over it. I'll probably wait until after Black Friday at least and see if the prices start to look like they're going to come down then. You
might get some good prices on Amazon on Black Friday itself, because they typically, the stuff they sell out of are like TVs and large consumer products, not PC, like individual PC peripherals.
Yeah.
You might actually want to keep an eye on like full computers, like actual full systems that are on sale on Amazon. Yeah, you might get a good enough price.
I don't know, some of the Micro Center deals look really good.
Yeah.
They're probably like $800-900 for a pretty solid PC.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I'm surprised Tech Report is recommending AMD stuff. I haven't gone with AMD for a really long time. I know their Threadripper chips are really good, but I have no experience with them, so I'm not entirely sure.
That's what I was looking at. My new build was the Ryzen 7.
Yeah. Yeah, they're actually recommending the Ryzen 5 for their sweet spot machine for 1300. Yeah, stuff's just expensive. I agree with both of his hard drive choices. If you can splurge a little bit more money, maybe go for a 250 gig solid state. Or if you can find a deal on a 500. But I like I really, really like the Western Digital Black Series. I think those are some of the best spinning hard drives you can get for the money.
Yeah.
And for a 3 terabyte for $240 is a pretty good price.
No,
was that a 10,000 RPM hard drive?
No, 7,200. I don't think 1,000 is worth it for the amount of price you'd pay. Especially when you're gonna put most of your stuff on an SSD anyway.
Oh, holy shit! Did you get that picture?
Yeah, I just got it.
That blew probably 15 feet.
Yeah. That's crazy. All right. I'll look at that a little bit closer later.
Yeah, no, I boogied when the sirens went off and my dog looked nervous.
Yeah. That's usually a bad sign.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
I mean, nothing you can do to control that.
I didn't even know that was coming tonight.
Yeah. It's fast moving. Alright, I'm ready to record this second part whenever you guys are. What time is it? 3:30.
I miss anything fun?
No, not really. I didn't really have much to talk about.
What'd you talk about?
Chaos Child and Battle Chasers Nightwar. Talking about how Chaos Child is really bad until the murders show up, and then it's actually really, really good. And then it goes back into being really bad.
Oh.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm still sticking with it, but I'm hoping it's as good as everyone says.
Well, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, in another 40 hours.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases. I survived the storm.
Yay.
Neo for the PC. Oh, well, that's for November 6th, 2017. Oops. Neo for the PC and... yes, Donnie. No, the tree didn't go down in the backyard, but my grill blew about 15 feet in front of my sliding glass door.
Hold on, I gotta ban a couple people here.
Yep.
I will ban you. It's a permanent ban.
Thank you.
Oh, all right.
I'm gonna time you out for a while.
Can I call you back in like half an hour?
Hello, Donnie.
No, we all survived. Roof's still. I think the roof's still on.
Guys, chat's gonna be right back in a second.
I haven't climbed up there to find out. So
the only problem with Mixer is when I ban people,
all right, buddy.
it doesn't
I'll talk to you in a minute.
them like the other services.
But
okay, we'll just retry this segment again.
Yeah, sorry, it's making sure everyone's okay.
140:00 Arrow Donnie. Okay.
Well, at least that's going to be on the stream.
Yes.
So. All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases. I survived the storm on November 5th, 2017. But let's talk about what's coming out the week of 2017, November 6th.
We'll get
wow. It's working on it. All right, Neo for the PC.
I bet that looks real pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sure it does. I'm sure it plays real hard.
Yeah.
Sonic Forces for the PC, Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
The one review I've seen for Sonic Forces already says... If you wanted to play Sonic Forces, just buy Sonic Mania again. So, probably tells you what you need to know about this one.
That is a glowing review.
Yeah.
All right, Super Lucky's Tale for the PC and Xbox One.
This Lucky's Tale was a Oculus Rift VR platformer. From what I understand, this is the console release of it. It's just un-VR'd.
Huh.
Un-VRified.
Unvered.
Yep.
All right, Doom for the Switch. Oh, speaking of stuff, what'd you think of that song I sent you with the cat?
That was great.
That was a good
also
too.
a game trailer for a game that seems interesting, that the name I've forgotten.
Yeah, I forgot the name of that game.
Yeah.
That's what spurred it in my head on VR or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, Doom for the Switch. Check it out.
Hopefully
Doom's great.
Runs well. If it does, then go pick up Doom.
Yeah, Doom's on everything.
Yeah.
Mario Party, the top 100 for the thirds.
Or is it bottom 100? I don't know why you would make a greatest hits of Mario Party and then put it out on the 3DS.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Nothing in that formula makes any sense.
Mm-mm.
Nobody wins.
No. No one's aping stars in that one.
Yeah.
Need for Speed Payback for the PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
I will get it eventually.
Please be good. Please be good. I want a popcorn game.
Yep, that's exactly what I want from this game.
Yeah.
And Hand of Fate 2. Couldn't they call that the Hands of Fate then? For PlayStation 4.
I am so excited for this game. I forgot it was coming out. I loved the first one.
Isn't that a card battler?
Sort of? Well, no, it's like basically you're building the dungeon out of cards that you get, and then when you run into an encounter, it plays like Diablo.
Okay.
The first one was really good and suffered some performance issues, and as long as they have that sorted out for this one, might be one of the few games that I pick up day one, because Hand of Fate was really good. So, please be good. Alright, speaking of please be good, we have some bad news here for our first couple of news stories. Housemarque, the developer of popular arcade games such as Nex Machina and the PS3 going around the planet shooter.
Oh, I know exactly what one you're talking about.
I cannot remember. Super Stardust. There we go. Developers of those games say that they are not making arcade games anymore. Because as they titled their post, arcade is dead. Their CEO says they're shifting away from them because they can't make money.
Yeah.
Just flat out, no one is buying arcade games, so they can't keep making them.
No one is buying them because there's so much shovelware on every single release day now.
Mm-hmm. It's hard for them to stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and they also bring up that a lot of their games were featured as PlayStation Plus games, which means a lot of people were playing their games and loved them, but didn't pay for them. Right.
Yeah. Yep.
And I understand developers get a small amount.
Subsidy.
Yeah, like a subsidy based on a percentage of what they would normally get. But like Resogun was one of the first PS Plus games that were available, and that probably would have done really well if it wasn't a PlayStation Plus game. So like, you sort of can't win. So that sort of sucks. I'm glad they're still in business, though, because I'm excited to see what they're going to make, but it's a bummer that they're not making those cool games anymore.
And that game looked awesome.
Yeah.
And it was just strictly PlayStation 4. I mean, so that kind of leaves it out on me.
Yeah, you guys are sort of left out in the cold. Yeah.
I'd play that game. Looks great.
Yeah. Speaking of companies that are not in business anymore, Perfect World shuts down Runic Games.
You suck.
This was the developers of Torchlight 1 and 2 and the actually just released Hob, which apparently did not do well enough in its 1 month it was on digital store shelves. So they got shut down. Hooray. Let's get ready to get angry again. Perfect World said the decision came as a result of the, quote, the company's continued strategy to focus on online games as a service, end quote.
So, yeah, it's the same excuse EA gave the other week, basically.
Yeah. Sadly, though, they also hit Motiga, the developer of the MOBA Gigantic, with severe layoffs. So, maybe it's not about games as a service?
No, it's not. It's 100% not. It's everyone's making a game, and it's so hard to stand out these days. Like I said, when you've got so many games coming out, it's the death of the middle tier game is what is killing these companies.
Well, and marketing for a lot of these games is killing it. Like, Hob came out, and until I watched the Giant Bomb Quick Look, I didn't know they made a 3D Zelda game.
Mm-hmm.
I would play that by the Torchlight guys, sure. But, like,
yeah,
the marketing for that was like, Hob is coming out. It's like, great, I don't... You say, like, from the makers of Torchlight, and I'll be like, oh, hello. Okay, what do you guys make?
Here is my question.
Mm-hmm.
Is Gigantic out yet? Because I've been hearing about that for about 4 years.
It's probably in some sort of beta right now. Let's look. I think it got actually released earlier this year. Yeah, I think it got its actual out of early access or whatever release. So I see a bunch of... Yeah, we saw that gameplay trailer in E3 2015. And then ever since then, it's just sort of been... Is Gigantic out now?
Yeah.
Still? So, but unfortunately, Gigantic has an uphill battle because it's another MOBA.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, and that's kind of what the culture we're in. I mean, the only people that are getting blanket coverage for anything are huge games. Mm-hmm. You're not going to see a commercial for Hob.
No
one has no idea what that is, and and internet advertising is going to be too expensive to try and reach all those eyes.
I think where you have to put your marketing towards is the digital storefronts, because Hobbs showed up on the PlayStation storefront, which I go to almost every day, but it just says like out now Hobb. It's like $20 or $17 for PS Plus. It's like, okay. Like, there's so much stuff on this storefront. Why am I going to click on this new title as opposed to one of the other ones? So, and the banner, they should be able to, from the guys that brought you Torchlight.
Yep.
I would have clicked on that. That'd be great. So, bummer. I hope they all land on their feet, because that just sucks overall. BlizzCon is happening right now, though. Two big announcements that have come out. Blizzard has finally announced World of Warcraft Classic. This is the return to vanilla WoW in some form with no release date.
Who cares?
Well, that to me is the question. Is obviously they can't go back, and they've said we can't go back to launch WoW because that was a disaster. And there aren't the quality of life improvements that have happened over the last couple of years don't exist. Which, going back to vanilla, like truly vanilla WoW would probably be pretty hard. My question is, when you look at WoW Classic, I don't know who the market is, because if you look at, there's two markets for World of Warcraft. People like me that haven't played for a while. I would hop back into WoW Classic and play for a month, but I'm not going to play forever. And people that are still playing WoW, especially people that have been playing for a decade, are they going to go all the way back and remove like 7 or 8 expansions and play WoW Classic full time as opposed to current WoW?
I don't think so.
It doesn't seem like there's a market. And if you haven't played WoW, why the hell would you pick up WoW Classic instead of full-on World of Warcraft now? Like, I don't see where a long-term market for this game really is.
No, well, they're servicing all the people that claim they ruined World of Warcraft with expansions.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's, to be honest, I view it probably as a way for them to legally shut down all those vanilla WoW servers that went up. They shut them all down because they weren't making any money off them, and I'm pretty sure this is their way of trying to jump onto that bandwagon and be like, oh, they don't work anymore, but we can do it.
Yeah. It just seems like such a strange thing that be careful of what you wish for. Because I think if you go back to it, you might say after a month, like, yeah, but all the good stuff in new WoW. How about that stuff?
This feels like a very Kota kind of move.
Yeah. Well, and it's also, WoW is not really in a great spot right now. During the last expansion pack, they dropped from 10 million users to 6 million and stopped reporting public numbers.
Yep. So
they've built up some goodwill with some big patches after that, but they're sort of in a rough spot now. So it's weird. It's easy to have knee-jerk as someone like me that had played that at the beginning and go like, man, yeah, vanilla WoW, that was a great time. 12 years ago. you know, like, not a thing I necessarily... I'm free from that as well. I don't want them to pull me back in.
I can't help but feel that this is the horse finally being beaten to death.
Maybe.
It's getting to that point where you've beat it enough that it's on its last throws. Let's see how we can try and give it an extra little bit of legs.
And Overwatch is doing really well. Like, they don't need WoW to be the middle tent pole of their company anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They have loot boxes. Why do I need a subscription?
Yep.
You know? On the other end of the spectrum, they announced that StarCraft 2 is going free to play. And for what that means is Wings of Liberty, you can download that right now for free. The whole thing. That's it.
Any loot boxes in that yet?
No. They made it free. If you already have Wings of Liberty, you'll get Heart of the Swarm for free instead.
That's kind of cool.
That's it. Multiplayer, single player, the whole thing.
So what if you own only those two? Do you get the last one for free? Into the Void?
I don't know. That's the only thing they didn't really... I almost feel like they're sort of doing like, hey man, if you never played StarCraft 2, like you can get in. If you played the first one, like the second one's pretty good too, but you pony up the cash for the third one. Like, come on. But I don't know what their thing is, but I sort of take umbrage with their use of free to play. Just say it's free.
Yeah.
Because free to play to me says like, boy, wasn't that mission great? You're out of Zerg energy though. For another $5.99, you can play the next mission.
Yes, this next mission requires more Vespian gas.
Yeah, exactly.
You can wait 12 hours for the Vespian gas to reload, or you can pay us $2.
Best price, $99 for 15,000 Vespian gas units.
You must construct more pylons.
For $3. Yeah. And last news story here, GameStop is offering a new subscription-ish thing. So they're for $60, you get 6 months worth of access to their pre-owned library. So basically, go into a GameStop, pick up a used game off the shelf, bring it home, play it, and then just keep swapping out games over the 6 months.
So it's a rental service. For
used games. And then at the end of the 6 months, you get to keep one of those games. Which seems weird, and also seems sort of like a, yeah, whatever, keep one of those games. What do we care? This is weird. The only thing that's sort of sensible about it is you don't have to wait for GameFly's shipping. You just drive across town to probably the 15 GameStops that are in a 3-block radius near a mall somewhere, and you can just pick up a game and scan your card and like scan your power pass, whatever card, and sort of walk out with a game. But this is odd.
Yeah,
I don't.
They're grasping at straws.
Yeah, speaking of dead horses.
Yeah, digital is really starting to hurt.
Yep, as the more and more it goes to digital.
The only thing that I can think would be worth it is if you can catch GameStop like a week after a big game comes out, and you can rent Assassin's Creed Origins the week after. You pay $57 for the used game, or you could pay $60 for this pass and like keep renting games a week after they've just come out and basically rent them for free. That's the only thing I could think of, but
I honestly wouldn't be surprised, though, with it being GameStop, if there's some T's and C's in there. That would mean it would need to be at least a month old.
Not recently, or only games under $40.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And they will have a shelf in the store, which will be all of those games you can pick from, and nothing brand new will be on that list.
This has a velvet rope around the brand new, the currently released used games.
Yes. These aren't for members.
Yeah. Oh, are you a VIP?
Go behind the... Yeah, you need to be VIP to get behind the beaded curtain.
Can you get to the champagne room? I don't know if you can get that copy of Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm sorry. All right, let's move on to questions here. We can take a couple before we're sort of out of time here. Matt Crane, the fantastic gentleman that has done all of our artwork for the various shows. Thank you very much. He says, "Hi guys, congrats on the 10-year anniversary, and now I feel extra old." Thank you.
Yep.
Anyways, do you guys have games that you prefer playing during certain times or seasons of the year? For example, I enjoy playing Banner Saga during cold, snowy winter. I also feel more inclined to play the Arkham Batman games around Halloween.
It's a good choice for Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think my approach is probably similar to Nobbs's, where I tend to... never deliberately, but I tend to go deep dive over winter. Like, over summer, I'll play, usually shorter experiences, but things that I know is going to take, like, 80 hours of my time, I'll tend to jump into those over the winter.
Yeah.
Never deliberately, just that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's pretty deliberate. Like, I mean, I'm seasonal, so once the season
I know yours is.
My time schedule becomes way more wide open to sit and curl up with the game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You don't want to go outside either. It's too
much
snow
I mean, especially with what's going on lately. I mean, we're not hitting really winters anymore, so I'm working more in the winter. So I mean, my time's even more constrained.
Yeah. Well, you'll be golfing less. Probably.
That sucks. I hate. That's what I hate about this change of this and the weather here. Got to stop golfing.
Yeah. I have a great state that has fantastic golf courses out here and 72-degree weather all year round.
Yeah,
it's California.
But then I got hurricanes and droughts and fires.
Drought's over. It's fine. We have Torrey Pines.
California tax is almost as bad as New York.
That is true. That's true. Yeah. I can't disagree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I might do the same thing with RPGs, especially where it's like if there's usually a good RPG that comes out during winter and you can kind of hibernate and go through some sort of fantasy scape.
Yeah.
Dragons.
Well, yeah, that's what I did with Mass Effect 2. I beat it in 2 days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never been one for playing blue sky games when it's blue sky or playing winter games when it's winter or vice versa. It's just, for me, it's always just been, for whatever reason, over the winter, I like to sink into big, long games.
Yeah. Last question here is from Servo on Discord. After participating in the recent TVGP Fender Bender community event, LOL and UG, which game/series would you rather be smashing cars around in that don't involve a $1,000 deductible? I'm getting my car back soon. Yay. I have fond memories of playing my boombox and having marathon sessions of Demolition Racers for PS1. My favorite was probably Cynosis's Demolition Derby.
Yep.
Oh my god, that game was so bad.
It's so bad and had no content. But man, it was fun smashing those cars.
Yep. Demo Derby, Burnout Paradise for me.
Yep.
I remember an old Dreamcast game, Speed Devils was a blast.
I actually liked one of Bullfrog's worst games, High Octane. I actually really liked that as a racing game. Looking back, was not good. Not a good game in any way.
To be honest, it's probably one of my most fun memories involving racing games in the community. It'll probably be Wipeout, when we all had our Xbox headsets on playing Wipeout on the PlayStation 3. Because it had push to talk on a racing game, and the stick was what you had to push to talk.
Yeah. Oh, Split Second.
Yeah, Split Second.
Why didn't we?
Split Second was another.
You don't have
we
to
haven't got to that point yet.
Yeah, you don't have to smash cars around. You just smash the world. Man, Split Second was a good game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that backwards?
Is that backwards? I was about to say that.
I'm going to Google it. Split Second.
Yeah. I'd love to throw that thing in there and play that game some more. Man, that game was fun.
Probably not, because it's Disney, isn't it? It's Disney Studios.
BlackRock got bought by Disney, I think, yeah.
Yeah, we got bought by Disney. They released, what was it? Fuel?
ATV game. It was.
Some ATV game. Was it?
Yeah,
Dirt?
It was.
No, it was like ATV Freestyle? It was a cool...
Triple X.
Yeah, it was a cool game, but it wasn't... I mean, it was no Split Second. Looks like it might not be. That's a bummer.
Come on, someone start a GoFundMe account for that. I will surely pony up money for that.
Yeah, I wonder how high it is.
I wonder where those BlackRock guys settled. Like, where did they land?
Criterion, if I remember.
Yeah, a couple of them were over at Criterion. A couple of them did something else. I think a couple of them ended up going to the Sleepy Dogs team.
Yeah.
Public Enemy or whatever it's called.
It currently has 5,412 votes on the backwards compatibility Microsoft forum. So
interesting.
Not bad.
The link. Let's mobilize.
Oh, just search Split Second backwards compatibility. It's the first link. It's the Xbox feedback forum. Man, yeah. So Split Second. That's a hell of a game. And probably for me, like Burnout 3. Was that Burnout Revenge? Played that a lot in college.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my last Burnout that I enjoyed because it still had that, here's an intersection, try to figure out how to make the largest...
The crash mode.
Yeah, crash mode. I really miss crash mode.
I just loved Paradise because it was choose your own adventure going so ridiculously fast you couldn't actually see the intersections coming up.
Yeah. I don't like Burnout Paradise.
I love it.
I every time I say that, people are like, "Kill him, he's a witch." But like,
well, we all know you're a witch, but that's got nothing to do with your love or not love of Burnout Paradise.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help.
All right, Boston the Warlock Hannon over here.
Yep.
I loved Grid. Man, Grid was some good games too.
Finest Gridmasters game. Yeah, Grid was great. Dirt 1 and 2 was great. 3 was fine. I haven't played 4 yet.
Was Dirt the one you always had the co-pilot? Chicane in 300 meters.
Yeah, that was Dirt 1, yeah. I think they dropped that by the time 3 came around. It was more about Gymkhana, which was also fun.
Showdown was pretty good, actually, because Showdown had a Demolition Derby mode in it.
Oh, nice.
So all that dirt fun, except with Demolition Derby in there as well.
Nice. All right, that's all of our questions for this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for writing in. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Email us, tvgpfans@gmail.com. Tweet us at tvgp. The link to the Discord server and all the other links are on the right-hand side of the page.
And come play some games with us on Monday night, 10 p.m. EST on the Xbox One. Destiny Tuesday night, PlayStation 2. Oh my god. On the PlayStation 4.
PS2 version of Destiny. That'd be great.
That'll be voxel hell.
Yep.
Then Wednesday through the weekends, come find us online. Don't be shy. Shoot me a message if I see it. I don't know where to respond to stuff on a new dashboard, but whatever.
Figure it out.
Still figuring it out.
Under the messages tab.
I will try and respond to you as much as I can.
This month's Game Club title is This Is the Police. We're going to be pushing back the recap recording date by a week, so you'll have one more week to play this fine, fantastic experience yourself featuring John St. John. And twitch.tv/E1M1 Network, that video game podcast, and YouTube, patreon.com/E1M1. Go support us on all those places, and we'll see you all next week.
Laters.
Happy 5th of November.
I have 7 titles.
I've got like 8.
All right. After you.
Okay. Chun-Li was a tank.
Yeah.
Projectile-based Hulk. I'm a movie star now. Monkey Hybrid. Shoot from the hip. Camel GPS. 4K bomb next week. I forgot it's Sunday. I don't care. Get to the murders. Speaking of dead horses, and is that backwards compatible?
Knobs missed. I don't care. Get to the murders.
Mm-hmm.
Is that backwards compatible? Okay, I have a chill Monday night. Little heads, giant torsos. Chun-Li was a tank. My favorite that probably won't get voted is Oh No, They're Nazi Dogs. I just like how Knobs are like, oh, they're dogs. Oh no, they're Nazi dogs. Your Eagle, Your Drone. Camel GPS, I don't care, gets on the murders, and is that backwards compatible?
It's got to be between I don't care, get to the murders, and is that backwards compatible for me? Because what you missed now was his delivery, Boston's delivery of I don't care, get to the murders. He's like, oh, you're sitting there, and you're going to these clubs, and you're talking, it's like recording this movie. It's like, I don't care, get to the murders.
That's all I care about, the murders.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm famous for. I really like Oh No, They're Nazi Dogs, but I feel like that can't be a title.
Not in today's climate, to be honest.
Why not?
Sad. Yeah, well, I'd be okay with it. I just think it's...
Well, I hope you like getting hacked.
It's little fascist bastards.
Yeah.
No, because they didn't look like Nazi dogs when you came across them, because like the Nazi dogs are like mechanical-looking dogs.
They have like metal jaws and stuff.
Right, it, like the big jaws and stuff, and like these are just Kevlar-clad Dobermans.
Yeah.
Ready to gnaw my legs off.
I would be okay between Oh No, They're Nazi Dogs, I Don't Care, Get to the Murders, or is that backwards compatible?
Let's go, is that backwards compatible?
I like that just because nearly jinxed each other.
Yes, nearly.
Yeah. Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 524 for November 6th, 2017. Is that backwards compatible?
split second. Go vote.
Where's my skull at?
All right, thank you so much. What chat apparently just died.
Yeah, I didn't see anything posted in a while.
Yep, ever since we had to do the reset.
Bummer. Thanks, Mixer Jerks. All right, we'll see you all guys next week. Bye.
See ya. Bye.